Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. I played Redfall not for long. I would say about 6 to 7 hours. And to be completely honest with you, I wanted to give it a shot because I saw the reviews of how bad it was, but the game's been out for a little while and they did some updates. I would assume it's practically like a 89 to 90 gigabyte game. So I said maybe they did some updates, quality of life choices that, make it a lot better than what it was during its launch date. Keep in mind, I got this on Xbox Game Pass. I got Game Pass because I saw Liza P was on there, and then I said, you know what, there's a bunch of other games that I would play, like Doom Eternal, a lot of games, right? And I figure I don't have to buy it. What's $10 a month? That's not really a big deal, or $16.99 is still expensive in my opinion. But I do the monthly service because I don't play it every single month. When I'm ready, I just come right back to it, and the save data is there. To each their own, right? And Redfall, I heard the horrible reviews about it. I saw the graphics, and I said graphics aren't everything, right? I mean, yeah, graphics are important, but I play a lot of indie side-scroller games, blasphemous things like that. So graphics isn't everything to me. I just want good gameplay. So I decided to start playing this game right here. And let me just tell you, from the moment I loaded it up, the fact that this game didn't have any movie scenes was a clear indication that they were half-assed in this game. Now, I guess Arcane Studios, whatever made this, which I'm not familiar with too much of this stuff. I know I played Prey. That was an enjoyable game. I can't speak about the other games they make because I'm not familiar with their series of games. But when I saw Redfall, I'm just looking at this building, right? And I'm looking at the neighborhood. They put no effort into this. Like, do you realize that it's if a game takes place in the UK or wherever the hell this game is, the United States, wherever, all you have to do, literally, is make a game, take some pictures of some layouts, change the way it looks, and then put that computer generated image, get your team to recreate the structure of a real city. That's all you literally have to do. Most of the work is already done for you. And when I look at this game, don't get me wrong, I like the little areas that they have, the little suburban streets. It's not the best map in the world. There's 2 maps in the game, just so you know. I didn't bother getting to the second one because the game was so unenjoyable as a whole. I just wasn't having any fun. So let me explain. Sometimes there's these vampire dudes, just like you're seeing right here, where they just sit on top of a truck. They just stand there. And then they disappear and they run towards you. They just run aimlessly towards you. There's no strategy whatsoever. You stab them in the chest with a weapon, game over. And as you pick up weapons, you can just salvage it as is where you are. You gain points because everything in the game is overpriced. Health packs are overpriced. Unlock kits are overpriced. Everything's overpriced. This is like a loot and shooter, I guess you can call it that, with the same guns being recycled over and over again for the most part. And it's just not enjoyable to me. Now, granted, I'm only level 3 in this particular one. I restarted the game over because I wanted to, my wife played it at first, right? And I wanted to do my own character and be like, let me fill the game rather than watch someone else do it. Now, I did help her play the game, but at that point she had different guns. I was walking her through what to do. I was laughing because she was getting killed. She's not a gamer. She just plays for the fun of it. And she had no idea what was going on. She had headphones on. It was a wonderful time. I was having a blast. But when you sit down and play it and actually look at the mechanics of the game and like be like, this isn't worth $69.99. Like, some people paid that. Now, being on Game Pass for free, yeah, it's worth the money. But $69.99 regular, that's a ripoff to anyone that's interested in this game. So let me say one more thing about this. Well, a couple more things. The combat is god awful. Now, I played by myself. I did not try to match make or anything like that. It was just me playing. And there are times where I did clear headshots, it didn't work. Or there were times where, I shot where you thought, like, let's say there's a railing. And I shot through the railing. The bullets would ricochet and alert the enemy. And then there's 18 zombies chasing me for some reason. I will say that the game does have a decent amount of enemies initially because they pack them up all at one time. So instead of having them spread out like a normal game, I fought like, I don't know, 9 or 10 zombies, not zombies, but vampires at a time. I had to run from them. I had to dip. I had to dodge. I ran to the next house. More vampires came. They heard the bullets. The enemy AI isn't really good. They just aimlessly chase you. They don't think things through. It's not hard. You can stay on top of a roof, shoot them. They'll run off, jump off the roof by mistake. It's just not good at all. And, at first I thought it was my computer that was acting up because I lowered the resolution because I'm recording. I'm not playing on a high-end rig. I like to play games on a regular mid-tier rig to show other PC developers, or not developers, but gamers, that, yay, if you have a certain video card, this probably will work for you, right? Even when I put it on 2500 by something and high, the graphics just look like shit. It just looks terrible. It plays terrible. It looks terrible. It's clunky. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like a modern game when you play. The way the enemies move, the way look at this gameplay. This is, it's horrible. This is not a good game, man. This is not a good game at all. And as I play this, I'm just like, this is an Xbox 360 game. Can we just be real for a second? Now, I know there's some reviewers out there that are very articulate with their words about how they say these things, but I'm not here to try to convince you to get this. I just, like, even when I shot with a shotgun and I'm moving left and right, it just felt awful to play it. Like, it's so clunky. It was like I'm playing with keyboard and mouse the way I was moving left to right, and I was using an analog controller. Like, how can something move so incredibly slow? How is it not that responsive? Like, how is this possible? How could they create this game and then push this out to the public and like consciously say, yeah, I want someone to play this? Like, this is a horrible experience. I didn't have fun in this at all. Like, initially when I first started, it's one thing to joke around and laugh and just say silly things. It's another when I'm just not having fun. It's not fun. And I'm not sure what else to say outside of this game. It just isn't fun. The gameplay, like what you see here, this is the highlight. This is the highlight of my gaming journey. Now, granted, I fought some enemies in the beginning when I first started streaming. I tried to fight them and I knew I couldn't beat them. And I was just like, all right, cool. And then stuff like this happened with purple juice. And I'm like, I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, what is happening in this game? I had no idea. Like, I generally had no idea what was happening. So I'm just running around shooting zombies, hoping for the best, healing myself, turning around, pull out a shotgun, do this, do that. I did not know what was happening. All I did was increase my health a couple times because I said this game's hitboxes is just god awful, and that was it. Look at this. This is a horrible game. Like, this doesn't look like a 2023 game. Like, if you ever looked at footage of Doom Eternal and then looked at this, I promise you'd be like, why did they release this? What team? Everyone that released this game should have been fired. Seriously. I don't know where that goo came from. Like, what made me really just stop playing this was I was doing a mission, and it said in order to get the safe box, you have to get the key from Bob's Imperium. Some nonsense. I'm making that up, but it was something stupid. I'm just like, where is this place at? It's not like this game tells you the names of the buildings that I'm going to. It tells you the name of the missions, but I don't know where it is. It's like I'm standing in front of the place. All I want to do is just unlock the safe house. That's all I want to do. Similar like Dying Light, where you're going to unlock a bunch of safe houses. You can do that immediately, right? And then all you got to do after that is teleport to and from, so it makes your gameplay a little bit easier to play. They would not let me unlock it. I was looking for this key. I could not find it. I'm just like, none of the items are highlighted in this game. Like, if you walk over to an item, you can in fact see it. But look how dumb the AI is. How did you not see me walking past? It's like the keys for this game, the items. If you could walk past a building and you see a bunch of junk on the floor, like with trash, and then when you just look at the trash at the ground, some of it's highlighted sometimes it's not. I honestly don't even know what to say at this point with this review. Like, I came in with just a bunch of amazing things to talk about what the game is lacking. And then I started looking at this gameplay, and it just made me realize I just went completely blank for a moment, to the point where I actually felt disgusted playing this. At one point in my life, I actually considered starting a career playing video games, right? Just having fun and doing what I enjoy. But then I realized that games are in a state like this where they're just half-assed. It's poorly done. Graphically, they look terrible, which graphics aren't everything as long as the gameplay is good. This game doesn't have any decent gameplay. It does have a level up system and skills and things like that. Still not that good. The guns are average at best, and most of them look exactly the same if you're getting a certain variation of guns outside of the specialty ones. It's just god awful. I don't like it. I don't suggest this. Even if you're playing this with friends, you're not going to have a fun time. Like, you might have a couple good times here and there. Let me backtrack. You might have a couple good times here and there, just shooting zombies and laughing at them as you shoot them up. But realistically, at the single player experience, it's just been miserable. It's like I didn't even care how the story was. It just felt like I was playing one long behind fetch quest in Skyrim, minus the dialogue. Like even when I return something, like I'm in this house right here, right? You're supposed to get the liquor and find this girl's friend and see if you can find her. She's dead, so you bring the cigars and stuff to remember her by. And you don't even talk to the person during the mission. You just drop the stuff off. It's a little message letting you know that you returned it, and the person never acknowledges it. The quest giver. It's just like wow, they just half-assed everything in this game. I feel like Redfall was a game where they already had in development and they realized how ass it was, and so they decided anyway to just release the game because Xbox didn't really have any exclusive outside of Halo Infinite, and they didn't care because they knew they were buying Bethesda. They knew that the next Doom was going to be coming. Like they don't have to make exclusives because they have money, and let the developer do it. I understand that aspect because they don't have any decent studios themselves before they acquired Bethesda and I guess Activision. But outside of that, I don't really have anything else really to say about this game. It's just terrible. I know I was ranting, so I appreciate y'all just listening to my rant. But I don't know if you can see it in my face, but it was actually painful to play this. Like to sit down and have to play this game was painful. I felt like a part of my soul was being taken away because I had to sit here and suffer through this. It's so unenjoyable. Like it's just bland. The map is ass. The areas is trash. The enemies are exactly the same. They don't do any different moves. The dialogue is stupid. Enemies take the worst cover ever. You can just stand still and they just run around right into the open. A few people actually ran into like guardrails. Instead of jumping over it, they just ran through it and then ducked. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they didn't try. Even after how long this game been out with the updates, they still didn't try. Anyway, that's all I gotta really say. You see, look at the AI. It's awful. Like and subscribe like always, guys. And don't play this. Whatever you do, please don't play this. Don't do it to yourself. I did it to myself so that you wouldn't have to do it. I'm sure you've seen enough bad reviews and you guys are probably thinking, oh, it's free for Xbox Game Pass. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Go play Gears 5 or something. Anything else. Don't do it to yourself. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.